Okay boys, so today we're doing finding an unknown angle. Up to this point in trig we've been finding the length of a side, but now we're going to be finding an angle. So in this first question it says find the size of angle theta, correct to the nearest degree. Now these ones you're not going straight off the triangle, we're just looking at what they've given you here, which is cos theta equals 0.76. If we want to get theta by itself, we need to get rid of that cos there. So to get rid of cos, we need to do the opposite operation of cos. If you look at your calculator, if you look at the buttons on your calculator, you've got your sine, cos and tan all along there. Now, if you look above those things really carefully in yellow, like with the sine, above it says sine to the power of -1. Above cos in yellow it says cos to the power of -1, and above tan in yellow it says tan to the -1. To get those functions working, you need to be pressing the shift button up here before you press the sine or the cos or the tan. Okay, so how it works. We're going to do the opposite operation of cos over here. And you just saw on the calculator, it's on the same key, but you press shift before it. It's cos to the power of -1. We call it inverse cos when we read it, but if you just say cos to the power of -1, I'll know what you're talking about. When you put this down, make sure it goes in brackets. That's how the calculator needs it. Otherwise, you're going to get things wrong. Okay, so all we've got to do now is put this on the calculator. So when we do that, we're looking at the calculator. Now we want to do shift cos, inverse cos, that one there, but it's in yellow. So we're going to do shift, press the cos button, and it looks like that when it comes up. Now we're going to put in 0.76, and it'll look like that. Close the bracket off. Then you're going to press equals. Now, the answer you're getting is an angle, because that's what we're finding. And the angle, if you look up the top with the D up the screen there, is in degrees. Okay, so it depends what they're asking for. In this question, they are actually asking for degrees, so I'm going to write that calculator answer down with degrees on the end. To get to the nearest degree, it's the nearest whole number. So just round off to the whole number. That's a 5, so this will go up by 1, and it's 41 degrees. So in the next one, we're looking at sine theta equals √3/2. We're trying to find the angle, so we need to get rid of the sine here. Go to the other side, and it's shift sine or inverse sine, or sine to the -1, whatever you want to call it, and make sure this goes in brackets. So when we go to the calculator for this one, we're doing shift sine on your calculator. So shift sine, and then we've got a fraction. So we're going to press the fraction bar, and then on the top of the fraction I want √3. So I'm doing √3, and then we're going to down arrow, and on the bottom we're putting 2. Right arrow, that gets you out of your fraction, close your bracket off, and that looks like what we've got on the board, equals, and it's 60 degrees. You don't need to round that one off. Okay, looking at the next one. So we have been given tan A equals 15/7. We want to get angle A, we're getting rid of the tan, so over here we're doing inverse tan of 15/7. Go to your calculator and do it the way I just did it with you then, with your fraction key. Make sure you close your bracket off. And then, because we're doing to the nearest minute, I might just actually go through this one so you can see. So just going through your calculator again, we're doing shift tan this time. Then we want to put the fraction in, so fraction button, 15/7, right arrow out of the fraction, and then close the bracket, press equals, and it gives you that. Now, we're going to the nearest minute, so I'm not going to leave it there because that's in degrees. I'm just going to press the degrees button, and you've got the answer that I'm putting on the board here. 64 degrees, 58 minutes, and 59.18 seconds. So remember, when you're going to minutes, you need to make sure you press this key. Now, if the seconds are 30 or more, greater than or equal to 30, the minutes will go up by 1. So that's going up to 59 minutes when we round it up. Okay, next question. So we're looking at a triangle this time. We're finding theta. Label your sides. We have the opposite side and the hypotenuse. So we're going to do sine theta equals O over H. Then we're going to sub in what we've got. Sine theta equals 10 over 18. And then we're up to where we were before. Get rid of the sine by doing inverse sine, 10 over 18. Put it in your calculator. In this one, we're going to the nearest degree. So you can just accept the calculator answer because that's in degrees, and round to the nearest whole number, to 34 degrees. Okay, the next question. We're finding an angle to the nearest minute for this one. Label our sides opposite and adjacent. That means we're dealing with tan. So tan theta equals O over A. We've got an alpha instead of a theta, so it's tan alpha equals 8 over 17. And then we're going to get rid of this. We're doing that on the calculator. Inverse tan of 8 over 17. And don't forget, for the nearest minute, you must press the degrees, minutes, seconds key. And then we're going to the nearest minute. So remember, that is less than 30 seconds, so this will stay as it is with the minutes. So we're doing that because there's 60 seconds in a minute, so our halfway point is 30 seconds. So if it's 30 or more, we go up by 1 with the minutes. If it's less than 30 seconds, we go down, we stay with the number of minutes. All right, now in number 5, we're going to draw a diagram for this question. So we have triangle HTM, and they've said it's right angled at T. So we're going to do the right angle at T, and it's got an H and an M in it. It doesn't matter which way they go round. Now we're going to mark everything else. HM equals 45 metres. H to M, 45 metres. MT equals 35 metres. M to T equals 35 metres. And they've asked us to find angle M. That's this one here, where the M is. So let's just write a theta in there. You could call it M. You could leave it as an M if you wanted to, but we'll just put a theta in there for what we're doing. All right, now we're going to label the sides. This one's your hypotenuse. This one's your adjacent, and we're using cos. So cos theta equals A over H. Sub in. We don't know the angle, so it's cos theta equals 35 over 45. Getting the theta by itself means we have to get rid of the cos. So we're doing inverse cos 35 over 45. And this one is to 1 decimal place. And if we go to 1 decimal place, it will be 38.9 degrees. Okay, now we're going to start getting into the word problems. So this is the first one on the board here. We've got a stretch of freeway. It rises 55 metres for every 300 metres travelled along the road. So you can imagine, we have a road and it's rising. So you're going up a hill. So you're travelling 300 metres on the road. In that space of time, you are rising 55 metres. That's your right angle triangle there. Now it says find the angle at which the road is inclined to the horizontal. Well, this is your road. This is your horizontal. And we want the angle between them. So that's what we're looking for. Let's label the sides. We have the opposite and the hypotenuse. So we're using sine. Sine theta equals O over H. We don't know our angle, so sine theta equals 55 over 300. Get rid of the sine. Inverse sine it is. Inverse sine of 55 over 300. Now we're going to the nearest degree on this one, so you can leave your calculator answer without pressing the degrees, minutes, seconds button. That answer is in degrees, and we want the nearest degree, so the nearest whole number. That 5 will tell us we're going up by 1 in our degrees, so it's 11 degrees. So we're coming back in the next video to go through some more examples.